All right, you dumbbells, shut the hell up and listen to me because we're about to break this season down and talk about some things that made this season good, made this season bad, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But before we hop into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about Chapter 6, Season 1. As you guys know, when we came into Chapter 6, Season 1, it was looking great. You know, brand new island, brand new map, brand new amazing stuff happening. And let's just say, I want to say one thing about this season that was amazing. This season has some of the best scenery that we have seen a long time in the Fortnite world, and it's been just amazing to see this entire season just grow so rapidly and also so fast. One thing I actually like about the season is when we actually stepped into the season, we actually got hit scan back. We actually got hit scan actually back in the world of Fortnite. And that was probably one of the best things about the season off the get-go. Going for after literally being in chapter 5 for such a long time, when with weapons having drop and all that kind of stuff, it was amazing being able to step back into Fortnite with hit scan weapons and just being able to have the opportunity to create something completely different. And I just really am glad that they took the time to put hit scan back into the battle royale format. I think in general, just by with that situation involved right there was a huge part of why I enjoyed this season so much, because it brought back a lot of the Fortnite flavor that we have been missing for such a long time. And I'm actually just ecstatic to actually see what all Fortnite has for the rest of the season planned out. And this season right here was actually fantastic. I mean, I love the mobility movements. I love everything about being able to see shockwaves back in here. It was amazing seeing the kinetic blades back in here. And it was just amazing to seeing all the new maps and POIs and just the unique cultures of just different, even just the different tree styles of seeing the trees and the way everything looked on the map, and the grass terrains and the flower patches. And the map by itself looked incredible. It had a good feeling of just new aesthetic, new style of the Japanese culture, while adding a little bit of moderate or old school styles too, which made it even better. And I was actually just enjoying that, the most importantly part, because it really just felt like a whole new world, a whole new map, and it felt like we were just went to a whole different dimension too, which is I actually enjoyed. I actually felt like for the first season in a long period of time, I wasn't just playing Fortnite. I felt like I was playing Fortnite in a whole different world, and there's no telling what we're gonna be getting the rest of this year after this season. I think in general they did a really good job with being able to apply so many unique, again, culture shocks, and just the fact of just seeing this amazing map just explode with life, with different things. And let's just say I'm actually glad about a lot of different things. I like how we just had medallions. It was only 2 medallions this season. That's one thing I actually like. Less medallions, less chaotic, and less overpowered stuff. And that's what I really enjoyed the most, is the fact is that we had the ability to have something that's more than just medallions. Prime example, we had the medallions. There were 2 medallions, one that was at the beginning, and then one that was like near the mid part that was on an island. I love that. That way when people fought for it, it was really feeling like they were fighting for it. And I think that was the best part about it, is it actually made you want to go after the medallions even more, because it was only 2. That being said, it wasn't just spread all over the place. It just wasn't a crazy, you didn't have to overthink anything about the medallions. One medallion did one thing, one medallion did the other thing. That's why I actually loved about it so much about this season. This season really did an amazing job of just keeping the simplicity, but adding that extra quirkiness that Fortnite has. And that's what I love about it as well. And it makes it even better when we had boons. Boons were actually really cool, really impactful. The healing boon, the water balloon. Oh, well, I said water balloon. Lord have mercy, we can't speak English. God damn. But having the water boons was awesome. I love the water boons. The water boons was really cool. Having the wind boons, the knock boons, like adding different mechanics, and you have to find them in chests. It was really cool to add different like perks without taking them too far, but also making the medallions not feel as overpowerful. And I think that was actually really good. For example, one thing I actually loved about the season the most was the masks. It was such a cool feature. I love the masks this season. I love both masks. I love the fire mask, and I also love the void masks. Both masks are fantastic. Void was awesome because it had that control of just being able to aim and shoot, and I love to be able to, like, you can't just always scramble up out of a bad opportunity. You had that teleportation, and then you had to wait a little bit so that way there wasn't overpowered. The way they were used, you can't just like throw, teleport. You had a little bit of split in between. You had to be precise about what you did, or you're going to get caught in a bad situation. So the mobility this season felt really, really cool, felt amazing. The only thing that I will complain about this season that a lot of people will have my back on in this whole situation, the blades. The blades. The Typhoon blades. Literally, what was the best shotgun? The blades. What was the best freaking AR? The blades. Like the Typhoon blades literally just caused so much destruction, and they were just a little overpowered because the fact is that it wasn't even the fact is of being too strong in close combat. The fact is that you could just run up to somebody so quickly and chase them down, and if you didn't have a sword on them, it was a wrap, and you had to try your hardest to shoot them and then trying to create separation. It was just a lot of extra steps that I feel like we could have avoided in a situation. I love the sprint mechanic, but I feel like the sword was just a little bit too powered. It was hard to find that right space in between where it was like vulnerable, and it wasn't feeling that vulnerable sometimes as well. Especially what made it even worse is when you got on top of a hill and people could just like dive on top of you and just, and the sword, it just felt like I actually probably out of half the deaths this season, over half of the deaths were literally by a sword. It was hardly ever by a gun or someone actually shooting at me, actually having good aim. It was mostly about people just having swords. And I'm at the day, I don't even carry the Typhoon blade. I really didn't. I actually this season carried the Typhoon blade maybe like twice after really like seeing how much people were using him and how overpowered and broken they were. For me personally, there's a difference in me using something that's good from ability, but there's also a difference in using something that I feel could be overpowered, and that's the part is when I like. I love to challenge myself, and I feel like if I would have consistently had the Typhoon blade, I would have been way too strong. And that's the part I actually did because the fact is I enjoyed it. There was actually one match where someone literally had a Typhoon blade. They had a purple explosion rifle, a gold explosion rifle, and that was it. He had nothing but explosion rifles. So what he would do, he would sword up, get himself going, jump in the air, poof, 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 just rotate in between them. That we would never run out of ammo, and he was overusing this. So it was a very, very powerful situation where it was extremely tough to fight against, and we ended up losing because there was no way to actually hit him in that situation. And every time I got hit, I couldn't reposition myself, even if I hit my shots. So the Typhoon blade, I feel it was a little bit overpowered, but all in all, this season I felt was great and fantastic. I love bringing the cars back. I love the gas stations as well. Love having the gas stations in here. I mean, everything about the season was fantastic. The sprites, I love the sprites. It was such a cute, simple thing. They weren't overpowered. They wasn't overused. I love them. I love what they did with the sprites. The wind sprite was amazing. The water sprite was amazing. I wish after you use the wind sprite, you could just like, it will attach to you or something. But in general, I feel like it was a good season. This season was a good season for Fortnite, and I hope they take this season, the next season, and the rest of this chapter and do really, really well with it. I'm very, very proud to actually be a part of a season and see all the amazing stuff that they actually had for us and put the work in. And thank you, Fortnite, for actually making the season amazing and making it spontaneous in its own way. And we really appreciate you, man. But that's all I have for this video, man. I appreciate all of you guys for enjoying the content and just loving everything. And you guys really put the work into this thing, and I really appreciate you, man. Hope you guys are ready for next season. We're going to give this season right here a 4.8 out of 5. Congratulations, Fortnite. You guys did amazing. Catch you guys in the next season, Chapter 6, Season 2, baby. Yeesh.